the crappy loss against Arizona, and then it continued for a while. It started with bad goaltending. Then when Dubnyk got good, this is what you always fear when you get bad goalies, that when then Dubnyk got good, then the offense dried up. So it was kind of easy to look at these things. What I don't like is the lack of emotion in some of these games, especially at home during that stretch of 10 of 13 where they lost. That's my convoluted way of saying that. But I just think that this team, it comes down to it that just, they have a lot of guys that you wanted to play better that aren't playing better. So then there's a lot of, when all of a sudden Granlund goes into a funk, it kills the team. Or when all of a sudden you lose a Matt Dumba, it kills the team. I mean, you lose Matt Dumba, they score 4 goals in 4 games. That's not a coincidence.
Let's do last question from Derek Felska. Felska, a longtime listener, do want to thank, again, BiteSquad.com. Remember, go to BiteSquad.com, Bite Squad app. Use the promo code FOOTBALL before the morning of January 2nd to get $5 off your order of $20 or more. Thanks again to Bite Squad. WizKids.tech, Twill in the Dining Gallery at Delano's Pizza, Delano'sPizza.com. FixologyRepair.com, Tony Hoagland, your State Farm agent, Champlin. Thanks to everyone who's made the show a success. Again, our numbers across the network are way up. You probably, if you know somebody who wants to advertise with us, have them reach me at talknorthpodcast@gmail.com. They'd reach a lot of people at a reasonable price. And the last question from Derek is, with Bartkowski filling in pretty well for a banged-up Sealer, any chance we see a right-shot defenseman from Iowa getting a shot with a big club?
Oh, I think eventually they're going to have to. Obviously, they're going to need Sealer probably to come back to that happen. You don't want all of a sudden 3 minor league defensemen in your lineup. I don't think it's going to be Belpedio. They want to be patient with him. Although they told me they wanted to be patient with Cunnin, and the next thing you know, Cunnin was up. My guess is it's going to be Ryan Murphy. If their power play, continues to struggle and things like that, I would definitely call up a guy like Murphy just for the role. Right now, this is what it is. I thought Bartkowski looked good the other night. We'll see. I don't think Sealer's injury is major. We still haven't talked about it. And let's not talk about it now. Maybe we do it on January 9th. But we got to talk about the injury situation and how.
Yes.
I want to explain how. Let's put it this way. Let's end on this note, on a totally different subject to leave Felska's question for a second. I took one for the team. The team being Minnesota hockey fans overall, to prove a point to Paul Fenton by knowing Matt Dumba's injury, making myself look sophomoric by letting everybody know that I knew Matt Dumba's injury, but yet not writing it. To make there was so much behind the scenes stuff going on behind the scenes between me, the PR person who I think was on my side, even management who I think was on my side, versus Paul on this whole, I think, sophomoric injury thing that not sophomoric is definitely the wrong word, maybe archaic injury philosophy that he has. And, I read the comments on the story where I wrote that I knew Dumba's injury but wasn't telling you, the fan, the reader, the listener. And it was all for a reason. And it finally got to the point that it was announced, and hopefully now it will change things in the future on how they deal with injuries. Now, for a guy like Sealer that has an upper body injury that he could be back any day, I'm fine with them calling that. But the ruptured pec, was something that, and then the hiding the timeline until I snuffed it out and was able to write it and put them in a little bit of a tough position, because I at least put that out, that he had to come out the next day and admit to the other writers that essentially got scooped that this was not a day-to-day thing. There was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes between the week of me writing the first Dumba story that he was going to be out long-term, to them announcing that he was going to have surgery the next day, to then me writing that day that we knew the injury at the Athletic, but we were not going to put it because we were going to abide by Fenton's rule, to stuff that happened in the 5 days until the 26th. So we should get more into this.
I think it'd be a great topic, especially live.
Yeah.
So January 9th, is that our next show, or are we going to do one between now and then?
We could do one between. We're going to figure that out in 2 minutes.
Yes. So January 9th, January 28th, the next show's at Delano, 6 p.m. each night. Thanks so much to everybody who's listened, to all of our sponsors. the way the network's moving, I think we're going to have a big 2019. Thanks to Michael for all of his work over the years.
Pretty little city built on a hillside. Music in the bars and fire in the sky. We went to the beach and it was covered in ice. And I used to call it home. So much coming out, there's nothing going in. I know that you feel like you're never gonna win. Oh, but the world won't forgive a winner.
Like we all know, I'm not a winner.